So in this session we are going to be discuss on the LVM. LVM is a logical volume manager which is going to be do the partition completely on the based on the logical based on the virtual. That is the reason it is called LVM, a logical volume manager. So what is the feature of this LVM? The main feature is a combines of the storage, combining multiple storages. What is the meaning of this? Like there is a one hard disk, there is another hard disk, there is another hard disk. So you can add all hard disk in a one partition. So that is the reason combining the multiple storage and increasing the capacity as per the requirement. Whatever the new drive will be here, you can add this drive and later on you can use it. Volume group can be created. So what is the volume group? Volume group actually a group where the multiple storages are stored. It is the volume group. What does it means? Like here is a one hard disk which having the size of the 10 TB. Here is another hard disk which having the 10 TB. Another hard disk is 10 TB. Another hard disk is 10 TB. Okay, so total hard disk size is a 40 TB. 40 terabyte the total size is. So what you will do, you will create a group because all the single hard disk has the size is 10 TB. When it will create a group, so the group size will be 4 TB. So this is called logical group or it is called volume group, VG, volume group. So I will assign any name, like I am going to use this storage for the backup. So I will use here the backup, right? So this is the backup group. Either I can say the data or the website data or the data, whatever I want, I can provide the name here of this group. So the group size is a 40 TB. Okay, now I need to do the partition in this group. I will do the partition in this group and these partition will be the logical volume. These partition will, or you will identify these partition known as a logical volume group, logical volumes, volume group. Inside the volume group total size is a 40 TB. So I can provide the one partition for the SQL data, another partition is a backup data, another partition for the any other data. So I have categorized the data in a different category. So first, for the first category I will assign the 10 TB. For the second, for the backup I have assigned the 20 TB and the last one is a 10 TB or the 5 TB only, and there is a 5 TB rest. So this rest size you can use later on. Later on means extending this size or extending this size, or any partition can be extended. Okay, so volume group is curved into the logical volume. Logical volume treated like a partition, similar like a real partition. Real partition means deb and SDA1 or SDV1, SDV2, like this. Okay, so because there is a span a multiple disk, yes, it is possible, and maybe larger than the space of any one disk. Because the single disk was a 10 terabyte and the volume was a 20 terabyte. So of course it is greater than or larger than this. Okay. So how you can create? First you need to create a physical volume. For creating the physical volume, what does this mean? Like I have the one hard disk and I created a two partition. One partition is a SDV1, another partition is a SDV2, another one partition is a SDC, 1, another partition is a SDC 2. So there is a 4 partition. Okay, so every partition first I will have to assign for the physical volume, means every partition can be assigned as a physical volume. So physical volume can be used, PV can be used. First I need to create a PV for every partition or exist in a hard disk. If the single hard disk have a single partition, so single partition will be create a PV. PV means physical volume. Then I will combine the multiple PVs into the one group. Then I will create a volume group. In this volume group, I will create a logical volume. I have already told you what is the physical volume, physical hard disk, what is the volume group, and what is the logical volume. Okay, so logical volume has been created by using this command pvcreate, vgcreate, lvcreate. Add a file system, and later on you will add any type of the file system. Adding the file system means mkfs command can be used for creating a file system inside a partition. Then mount the partition, and later on you can use this partition based on the requirement. You can use the partition means you can mount the partition temporary, or you can mount a partition permanent. It's depend on your requirement. Okay, so now the question is, here is a layer graph, like this is the 4 TB hard disk, 4 TB hard disk, 4 TB, and this is the volume group has been created is 12 TB. So 12 TB inside the 10 TB is created one volume. Is this the second volume? Second volume used for another work. First volume is used for the another task. Okay. So what is the benefits? Benefits is dynamically you can create, delete or resize the volume without rebooting the system. Day-to-day management of the volume is easier once everything is set up. When you are resizing, increasing the size of the device or the hard disk without the rebooting the system, that is the positive way. Because once you will reboot the system, because it is not easy to reboot the server again and again. It is not possible. You can reboot the system only required, very required, because once you will reboot the server, all the services will be unavailable and maybe the business continuity will be failed. Day-to-day management of the volume is easy. Map the multiple logical volume across the multiple physical devices. So like hard disk, logical volume can exceed the size of any physical device. That is the reason nowadays the LVM is used. Create a virtual snapshot of the each logic group. Okay. So now how the deployment of the storage, how you can create the storage and all these things. So here it is the implementation of the storage deployment scenario. In this scenario, the same step are used, partitioning step. What is the meaning of this? Go in the market, buy new hard disk, come to with the hard disk, attach your hard disk. So all these are the deployment, and these are all the process are the same. Only the partitioning stage will be different. So you will have to create a LVM structure. Structure means physical volume, then volume group, then logical volume. Okay, install a file system means mkfs, and manually mount the storage, and then test the storage, then automatically mount the storage later. So how all these things can be do it? pvcreate command will use to creating the pvd and all these things. So how can we do that?